Welcome back, students. Welcome to this course, Natural Language Processing. My name is Priyanka Gupta. I am working as an assistant professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Data Science Department at Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. Today, I am going to discuss about linguistic rules for sentences. What is the linguistic sciences there, and what are the different rules for there to just extract words, letters, and sentences from the paragraph or document. So I'm going to discuss about this linguistic rules for the phonetics and phonology, morphothongs and diphthongs, syllable structure, and word stress. So what is phonetics vowels? So vowels are classified according to the following criteria. So that is actually has been classified in the high low pitch, front back, and round and not round. Let's see what is high and low. So it refers actually to the height of the tongue with respect to the plateau. So that is a roof of the mouth. Means our tongue will be there. Just opposite to that, some part is there that is called as a palatum. So with respect to that, whatever sounds we create with the help of tongue, so that comes in the high-low pitch. So it refers to the height of the tongue with the respect of the palatum. Therefore, vowels may be high sometimes when the distance between the palatum and the tongue will be maximum, and sometimes it will be low when the tongue is the near as possible to the palatum. So that's how the sounds creates. And also in between, mid is there. Mid is nothing but when the tongue is in the intermediate position. So we can just classify this high, low, and mid in the with respect to height of the tongue with respect to palatum. Next is front and back. So it refers to the longitudinal position of the tongue in the vocal tract. So vocal tract is just where the air passes above the vocal cords. So that is a area where the air passes above the vocal cords will be created. So that is a longitudinal position of that, and there are back, front, and central vowels will be created whenever we are just try to make some sound with respect to front and back with the vocal cords. Next is round and not round. So it basically refers to whether our lips can be flat, means that is not rounded, and whenever our lips are not flat, that is rounded. So these two type of sounds will be created whenever the lips will be in the form of flat and not rounded. Now comes under the phonetics consonants. So consonants are classified according to the following criteria. First, the way of articulation, that is actually related to the kind of obstruction used to constrict the air in the vocal cord. So whenever there will be any obstruction will be created to just constrict the air in the vocal cords, that is going to be just created the way of articulation. So that is going to be classified into the different form. That first form is occlusive. That is total abstraction, that will come under that. The P, T, K, these sounds will come under this. Second is fricative, or we can say spirant. So that is actually partial obstruction. Whenever partial obstruction is just going to be come under this. So the words F, V, etc. words will come under this fricative, right? Fricative articulation. Next is vibrant articulation. That is a vibration of a mobile articulator. Like if I'll say that is uvula, we can say if the tongue is involved by the some words that is in the French, that is R. So in that condition, whatever sounds will be going to be created by the mobile articulators, those are few words with related to the different languages, right? So that all types of words will come under the vibrant articulation. Next is lateral. So lateral is when the concerticum is such that air flows laterally in the vocal tract. So whenever the constriction will be made, whenever the air flows in the mouth, whenever some person talks, and that is coming laterally in the vocal tract, right? So words will come under this. Nasal articulation, that is when that will be created whenever the obstruction is such that air follows in the nasal cavities. So whenever the air flow with the help of nasal cavities, the words like n, m, so these are the words are going to be just sound with the help of this f obstruction in the nasal articulation. So these were the few way of articulation in the consonants of the phonetics. Second, I can say that the place of articulation. So that has been divided into the place of articulation that is related to the place in the vocal tract. So wherever the abstraction is present, and these are the possible way can be there, a place can be there where abstraction happened, abstraction occurred. So that has been divided into 6 types. So first type is labial, that in that labial lips will be involved. So when we will say p, b, so these with the help of tongue, the lips is going to be make some sound. So that is called a labial. That is a kind of articulation at the place. Second is labiodental. That is when occurred when lips and teeth together is going to make some sound with respect to letters. So F, V. So these are the letters will come under the labiodental. Next is dental. Dental, whenever only teeth is going to make some sound with respect to some letter, some alphabet. So teeth, in the teeth type of articulation at the place, T and D is going to be come under this type of articulation at the place. That is dental. Next is palatal. So palatal, as name suggests, that is come under the whenever palatum is going to make some sound with the respect to alphabet. So that is K, G. So likewise, that some other words are also there. So just this is only the basic information about the these phonetics consonants. Next is uvular. So whenever uvula will come to make a letter sound, alphabet sound, so that is come under this type of articulation method. Next is gutturals. Gutturals is nothing but when the lower part of the vocal cord will be used to make some sound. So that is going to make some alphabet sound. Either it can make we can say a word sound or sentence sound, right? So these were all the phonetics consonant with the help of place of articulation. Next is voice or voiceless. So voiceless or voiceless, that is called, it is related to the presence of vibration of the vocal cords. So whenever the vocal cords vibration will be present, and then the sound is going to be created by the person user, so that will come under this type of voiceless or voiceless. So during the articulation, the voiceless consonants lack this vibration. So whenever B, while voices once have it P, so means that there is going to be make some vibration whenever we call we sound B. So likewise, this will come under the voiceless or voiceless type of consonant. So approximates means there is a third category of linguistic sounds that is going to referred as approximates. They are categorized by intermediate states. Whenever a vowel and a consonant is whenever we are lacking with the vowels and consonants, letters or alphabets, then this type of approximates came in this category. So there is only a very partial and slight constriction of the vocal tract will be going to make some sound. That is why they may be referred to the called as a semi vowels, or we can call as also as a semi consonant. So both combination can be occurred in this type of approximates, right? So that is going to make some sound with respect to some vowels and consonant by the user. Now, let's talk about phonology. Phonology is the main topic of research in phonology, that these sounds are going to form an inventory through the distinctive oppositions for each language. So means they are going to how they relate to morphosyntax and going to make some semantics. Let's consider the sound of the consonant in the English word the, the, right? The. So this sound is actually is a voiced dental fricative, right? So fricative. So in French, if I'm going to sound this, that is not going to exist actually. That is respect to the language actually. Whatever sounds with the respect of vowels and consonants will going to be sound. Some of the we can say sounds will not be going to happen. Going to be just created with respect to different languages, right? So which is why the English spoken with a French accent is famous. So for this, replacing with a voiced alveolar fricative z will be used in the word of this the. So that is which it will be very very similar. So on the place of the, that they whenever French when we need to just talk in French, then it will be replaced by z, right? So whenever we are going to study about individual language, as I said, that is totally depend on the language. Uh, that is natural language. So likewise, English, we can therefore focus on only on the sound that occur in the that language, right? So that is how the language matter with respect to sound. Whenever we are going to make some sound with the acoustic, the whatever grammar is there in this respective language, that matters actually. So we need to focus on only on the sound that occurs in that particular language and the system is which they relate to each other. So studying this system of sounds is called as a phonology. So that is actually one field. There are all the type of sounds, how it will be just created with respect to the language, it will be just studied. Now, when looking at the phonological system of an individual language, we are going to limit, you are going to limit our study to those type of sounds only. So whichever that is going to perceive by the speaker. So it means whatever sounds we make as per our need, that is only going to be studied by you, and other things will not be just taken care of. Okay, so that will be just distinct by the user or speaker, and they will be capable of indicating some grammatical significance. So that is actually goal of this phonological system by the different speakers. Sounds which meet these type of criteria are called as a phonemes. So those whatever sounds will be just made by this grammar, this study of the sounds, that will called as a phonemes. Now, for example, if I'll say the L and R are the two alphabets that will be perceived as distinct by the speaker, and that is going to help speaker to understand the difference between lies and rise. So that is actually a study of the different sounds, or we can say different acoustics by the different speakers. Now, if we will take L and R, those are not distinctive phonemes in many of the Asian languages. So then what we will do, which is why the speaker of those languages often is going to be in trouble when they are going to need to distinguish these two words. Whenever they use L and whenever they use R in the Asian languages, whenever a speaker going to just make a sound out of that. Then whenever the user is who is going to just extract and analyze those related words and sentences, they cannot just distinguish these two alphabets or letters or words. When speaking, they are going to speak in English. Now come to the linguistic. Use the phonetic alphabet that is called as a international phonetic alphabet. So that is called as a IPA. That is going to be represent phonemes but indicate they are phonemes by the placing between the slashes. So whenever we need to just write those in the form of text, we need to use the phonemes with the help of slashes in between afterwards or forwards, right? So this is a way the linguistic will be just written in the form of text. That is the way the we can say international standard is IPA. That is its international phonetic alphabet. Thus the word, if I'll consider fish, that is going to be just rendered by written by in the form of this. So here the one slash will be written, then F, then again caret sign, then this B, then again this slash, and then in bracket US, what is that particular region is, then a slash, then F, then S. Likewise this, the phonemes we need to write in the right way with the help of IPA standard. So this is called as a phonemic transcription. So whenever we need to write those transcription in the form of this phonemes, so then we need to write like this. Now, phonemic transcription is going to be represent the pronunciation of the word. How the user and whoever is going to just read that transcript, that is going to make sound likewise that what has been written in the form of that transcript, that phonemic transcript. So that is the way the right way to make a sound about that particular word, a sentence is needed whenever the phonemes will be right like that. So that will be the precise number of phonemes has been kept in that particular word or sentence. Thus, the word fish has the 3 phonemes. So that is which can be seen clearly in the transcription. Those are this, this, and this. So whatever with the help of slash will be just completed with the one slash, and some alphabets will be written with the help of phonemes, and then again slash. So that is called as a one phonemes. So likewise that is has fish word has been just rendered into the 3 phonemes. Right. So this is the phonology of this particular words. Now let's consider phonemes. So the following is the list of phonemes in US English. Let's consider consonants. So this is a table you can see here. So that is actually making the different categories, different types of these phonemes. So that is labial, labiodental, dental, alveolar, palatal, velar, glottal. So these are the different types of this phonemes. And here in the left hand side, when we will talk about the different rows, there are stops and voiceless and voiced type of categories are there. Again the fricative, voiceless, voiced categories there. Again fricates, voiceless, voiced categories is there. Again nasals, liquids, and glides. So these 6 type of categories has been made to represent the different consonants. With respect to the letter, the alphabet we will use with the help of transcript, right? So here we can see P has been just kept here, that is voiceless. B has been kept, that is voiced. That is there the we can say vibration is present. Likewise that these are all the different types of alphabets has been written with the help of different transcripts to make some sound. Now note that L and R have the range of position. They are placed in the alveolar and palatal columns only for convenience. So that we can understand and we can just make the different words out of that, sounds out of that. So that is just helping us to from this table. And now let's talk about the following equivalent that is going to be between international and US uses that should be observed by us. So that is there is some letters has been written in this kind of table, we can say. So that is international equivalence with the help of US equivalence. So whenever we need to write this word like this, transcript will be written. So in the US that will be written like this. So this is actually a we can say in exchange of the different phonemes with the help of transcript. So likewise this is there. So here you see this comment is there, the caret should be upside down whenever as with the others. So that is all is downward and actually, so this is only upside down. So that we need to just understand whenever the user or reader is going to just make some sound with the help of reading the transcript in a right way. Now, in general, the symbols are interchangeable, but here we have seen this; these are interchangeable. But if I'll say L recommend not using Y with the slash transcript Y, since the symbol is also is going to use for a vowel sound. Why? Because the word Y is going to use in French lune as a instead of moon, and in German whenever that is used for Uber, that is going to write as a over. So these sound actually is going to be just changed, and the meaning of the word is also going to be changed with respect to transcript and language. What is the language we are using? So this sound was historically quite common in the English language. So that's why the symbols are interchangeable. But whenever we are need to just interchange those, that will be just depend on the natural language, whatever the language we are using, on that context, on that grammar itself. The reason for this is that the number of linguistic sounds is going to be made by humans, that is going to be produced greater than the number which actually occurs in each and every language. That's how I just told you that the one word sound is going to be just different, and the word meaning is going to be just different for each and every language. So that is the way we need to understand the grammar of the different languages and how we need to just write the right transcript for that. So this sound is going to be just write as a voiced dental fricative. If I'll say in French, this sound does not exist, which is why English is spoken with a French accent is famous. That is for replacing it with a voiced lower fricative Z. So in the place of THE, we can just replace with the help of Z. But that depends on the only French language, and with respect to English language, with the help with the meaning of this particular word. So other words will not be replaced like that. This is very similar to just replacing those words. Then only the interchange will be happen. Other type of phonemes we will see here, that is vowel. So that is a list of phonemes in the US language with respect to vowel. So this is a table has been seen. You can see here. That is going to give us the different columns, that is front, central and back. These are the three categories, right? And in the left hand side, the rows are nothing but that is going to make high the pitch of that particular alphabet, that is high, tense and lax. Again the mid, tense and lax, and then low. So these the three categories are there in this row itself. Now these are the words that is going to make a transcript with the help of this different alphabets. So that is the way vowels will be used with respect to this high, mid and low pitch. The high back and mid back is going to be rounded by the vowel. And this table is a simplified representation of the actual speech. So we can also make some complex representation out of this vowels, how we are using with help with respect to different words, but that is going to that is a simple table and base table, we can say, that is going to just represent whatever the basic concept can be there for to writing the concept for the vowels used in the whenever a speaker wants to write, whenever speaker needs to understand the transcript. The position of the low sounds are very unstable. Whenever the A sound is going to be just can be in the central or back, that is going to depend on the speaker how they speak. So some linguistic use this type of transcript, and some linguistic use this type of transcript to just represent the back version. So that is how, that is totally depend on the speaker what they just speak, and the user and whoever they are going to just extract those in the form of transcript. They need to just understand the basics of this phenomena. Now, American pronunciation, the in the vowel, this phi will be tends to occur in the words with O, AU, OU, and AW. These are the spellings whenever this phi will be used. That is has been almost completely been replaced by the this slash A slash. So in the place of phi, that has been replaced by the A totally in the American pronunciation. Whenever the speaker is going to be just speak, they need to just write in the form of a script. So you may found sometimes that is going to hard to hear. So if you pronounce the THE word hot with the some vowel as in the father. So that's how that is going to just replace with the help of this transcript. So you may think of vowel phi as the vowel is hot. So that is actually has been just made in the British pronunciation, British accent. So that is a main we can say differentiation, difference between these type of languages, these two type of languages with respect to English itself. Most of the American speakers, they still pronounce phi before R. So that as in for. Whenever the mid central vowel that will be written like this has a special name that is called as a swa. So that is actually whenever we need to speaker need to just write transcript, or they need to make sound like this, they need to just use this special name. So this vowel and the slightly lower this transcript is going to be discussed under syllable is structure and word stress in the next slides. So these type of phenomena, those are the special type of we can say transcript will be written for that. Those are the special alphabets will be written in the transcript, will be spoken by the speaker. That has been categorized in the syllable structure and word stress. Why? Because that is going to just made some sound with the help of word. We are going to just make some stress on that. We are going to just give the some structure out of that. So let's go into the monophthongs and diphthongs. So these are the two categories that is also will be just carried forward in the in the field of whenever we are going to write transcript or going to make sound, and whenever a speaker going to just sound and we need to extract those. So these sounds, these vowels shown above all are pronounced in one part of the mouth. So those are called as a monophthongs. The English also possesses vowels which are pronounced in two contrasting parts of the mouth, that is called as a diphthongs. So this table is nothing but that table is here. The diphthongs in English are as follows. That has been classified in two columns, back front and back back. And that is again in the form of row. That is two categories are there. That has been classified in row high, low high and mid high. So that transcript will be written like this, That is the diphthongs. When the spelling PH, TH will be used in the both words. So whenever we need to just sound like PSTS, whenever we need to just have a idea of this, that is going to classify in the form of diphthongs or monothongs. So here are some examples of these sounds that has been going to be pronounced. Hi. So hi will be just written, is going to be written in the script like this, /HAI/. So that is a version of hi whenever we need to just write the transcript for that. Boy. So boy will be written like this with in the transcript, that is /BOI and /. Now let's consider house. House is going to be just written in the form of /HAUS and /. So that we have seen in the earlier slide, AI were there, OI were there, AU were there. So these are going to make sounds like monothongs and diphthongs. So let's make a note out of that, you people, many students are incorrectly going to try to transcribe those, going to write the transcript for that. Whenever the sound hi will be just replaced by this /, caret and /. So that is not correct actually. That is going to be just replaced with the help of a diphthong. That is in the help in the place of that we have to use AU. AU is the right transcription for that particular word. So the symbol, this /, caret /, that is indicating the monothongal sounds in the bitter. So in the bitter, whenever we write bitter, that is going to be just make like this. The transcript will be written like this. This caret sign / r, small r, and this. So that is a transcript for that. So the symbol AI is going to be indicate the diphthong. Whenever we need to write, we need to just change if in a way that is a monothong. And whenever we will write BAIT backward / and like this. So that is going to be replaced by AI. So that is a way we can just the user or speaker can just differentiate between these two types of we can say sound. Now the following table is going to contain some of the acceptable alternative transcripts. So that is going to be altered. It's the same words, that is transcript we have seen. So AI is going to be replaced by this all. AU is going to be replaced by this all with respect to different languages. And OI is going to be just called, written like this. As you can see here, some people interpret the second element of a diphthong as a glide consonant. So glide consonant, however, I suggest that you need to avoid this transcript. Whenever you are just analyzing those, whenever you are just listening those type of we can say consonants, and you need to just avoid those type of transcripts. So why? Because they are going to make the syllabification rules. So we need to just write the syllabification rule that is going to be make it more complicated and more wide. Let's consider syllable structure. What is syllable structure? A word like measure that is having the two syllables. So the word like measure that is having the two syllables, that is how the syllable structures identified. So in order to identify which phonemes are in the first syllable and which are in the second, we need to look at the pattern of vowels and consonant that is going to be just make sound by the speaker. That is going you are going to just read in the form of transcript. We can represent these each consonant mental phonemes with capital C and each vowel vocalic phonemes with capital V. So that is actually need to be just write in the form of syllable structure. That is going to make a very that is going to make simplify these all phenomena. So hence the measure of this particular transcript is going to be just written like CVCVC. So that is how easy to just understand this, as it is consonant syllables, as it is vocalic syllable. Notice that the pattern is based on the number of phonemes, not the number of letters in the English language. So English spelling is going to be just make in the form of when we are going to just discuss about syllable structure with respect to each and every we can say phonemes that has been used in the transcript, has been just made a sound by the speaker, so that is going to be classified on the base of phonemes only, right? So that is very, very easy. So words of more than one syllable have different degrees of stress on each syllable. So that is actually has been categorized in the form of word stress. So whenever the words will be used in the more than one syllable, that is why I'm going to give the different degrees of that, and making the stress on each syllable, that is called as a word stress. So stress is identified by a combination of high pitch and lower, louder volume. But many students find it difficult to identify which syllable is stressed whenever they need to identify, whenever the researchers and users need to identify. So to practice and try to making a list of words, we need to just memorize those, and we need to have more than one syllable, guessing what syllable is going to make some stress out of that. Then we need to go to the dictionary, which gives a pronunciation, and that is going to be a guide, and we need to see which syllable is going to mark as a stressed. So that is how we need to just memorize those. We need to understand those as a user, as a we can say a student, and then we need to just take out how it is going to just make pronunciation, which word and which type of combination of word is going to give some stress on that. So that is comes under the word stress. So in English, vowels of unstressed syllables has been changed historically. So why? Because the spelling often imitates the original sounds. But whenever we need to talk about the over the time, the number of vowels that is going to be occur in the unstressed vowels is going to has been dismissed actually. So in general, when I will say unstressed vowel is going to tended to become this type of transcript to write. So especially in suffixes, whenever suffixes will be needed, and with the grammatical significance, whenever plural will be needed, like es, s, when present tense es, past tense ed, past particle en. So likewise that is going to make some sense out of that. In some of the variety of English, including when I will talk about US English, so this sounds is going to be alternate with the slash, caret, slash. So that depend on the word actually. Let's compare a word village with the cover. So here the village will be written like this, or we can write like this in the different diphthong, and cover will be write like this. So this is mono diphthong and diphthongs. So that is how the word stress will be recognized, and that will be written in the form of transcript. So this was all about for today's class. Thank you for watching.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.